This is Fire and Movement number 53. And this goes all the way back to 1987, May and June of 87. And there's some interesting material in here. A lot of it doesn't interest me now, but I will show a few of the highlights. There is an article in here on page 15 called Terrible Swift Sword, A Second Look by Paul Trandle. And so Terrible Swift Sword was a breakthrough game on Gettysburg. I believe it's a regimental level. So there are a lot of other games on that now, like the 3 Days of Gettysburg, which is kind of a rebuilding of Terrible Swift Sword, as I understand it. And of course, for myself, I prefer at the regimental level, This Hallowed Ground by the Gamers. And there's another one, I think it's called maybe Last Chance for Victory, might be the remake of Gettysburg with the, line of battle system. But this is a look at the original Terrible Swift Sword. So that's page 15. There is also an article in here called The Great Invasion, Clash of Armies by Ben Knight. And this article was written by Ben Knight, but it deals with, I think it's a Clash of Arms game. So I don't know anything about this game. It's called The Great Invasion. So it looks like it might be an American Civil War game. There are a number of player's notes, but the real gem of this article is Fire and Movement Special Report History of Tactical Games, 20 years later and 10 years after Squad Leader. So this is an article. It also has some experimental map in the centerfold here for use in one of these game systems. But there is an interesting chart showing the development of Squad Leader from 1969, where it kind of, the concept started out with Tactical Game number 3, turned into Panzer Blitz, then Grunt, and then a number of others, and finally made its way into, Squad Leader appearing. But this article goes through this evolution of this tactical level of games, and there is a chart in the center here showing 61 tactical games in the chronological order of when they were produced, starting in 1969 with Tactical Game number 3 and going all the way to game number 61, Silver Star, which I believe is part of the Ambush system in 1987. So what this chart does is it gives you the game title, and then it gives you the release date starting in 69, working up to 87, the publisher that produced that game, the period. So is this Vietnam? Is it World War II? Is it modern, etc.? What the basic unit size is. Is it squad, platoon, fire team, individual man? What is the time scale per turn? Is it 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 2 minutes? For each of these games, the scale of the hexes in meters, 40 meters, 50 meters, 200 meters, etc. Who the designer was, Dunnigan, Hill, Herman, Hardy. And then, was there a review up to this point in Fire and Movement? It will tell you the issue if you want to look it up. And then it gives special notes on the game. So that is a phenomenal way to walk through this progression, this evolution of the tactical war games. So I found the article quite fascinating. And there's a lot of input from some of these different designers like Don Greenwood, John Hill, etc., providing more information on the concepts here. There's also a scenario, an ASL scenario provided in here called A Wrong Place for a Rest Stop. And this is in East Prussia, somewhere between East Prussia and the captured city of Minsk, July of 1941. So that's a look at that article. There's a Game Master series, Milton Bradley by John Prados. This is from Dogfight to Shogun. It mentions Axis and Allies, Fortress America, Conquest of the Empire, Shogun, and things like that. But it's a 2-page article. I wasn't that interested in that. There's an article here by Alan Emmerich on Russia, a breakthrough or just a step closer. And this is looks to be a strategic computer game by Strategic Studies Group. I'd never had this one. I think the Commodore 64 game that I had back in the day was called, I can't remember the name of it now. Storm Across the Reich. I don't know. I'm making it up now. So I'm really not sure what it was called. There's probably an ad in one of these old magazines for it, though. I will eventually remember it. But that's a quick look at the Fire and Movement number 53, and I really think the gem of the article is the one on the development of these tactical games over the years. Anyway, thank you for watching, and stay tuned if you would like to see further coverage in the Fire and Movement series. Have a great day.